Welcome back, crypto fans. Sive is here with the ForexPeaceArmy.com. Here's provide our update on the Bitcoin market, which we usually do twice a week, Monday and Thursday. And today we will talk about the bit tricky performance of the Bitcoin in this week. So why it is so lazy around 116 level and what to actually expect. So we will share with our view on this subject, because on Monday we said that 116 is an invalidation point for a short-term bullish tendency. It has not been triggered, so it's still valid, and bullish context is still valid, but many traders are worried about the a bit heavy performance of the Bitcoin market around this level, which starts looking like bearish sign. But we think that it's not quite so, at least for now. So if you take a look, starting from the daily chart, you can see that actually nothing has changed since Monday. So we have great pennant shape right around the same support. On Monday, the reversal bar that we suggested should be formed had been confirmed by the close price at this session. So we have bullish reversal bar here, which is great inside of the pennant. Bearish dynamic pressure still stands in place. Sorry, not bearish, bullish, of course. How we could identify this? You can see that the MACD shows you bearish trend, but in fact, market is forming high lows and stands flat. It doesn't go down. So it means, and John Napoli called this combination as a bullish dynamic pressure. Usually it suggests some upward action of the different scale. It might be just short-term upward squeeze, right to take off the stops above the top, or it may be just the starting point, the triggering for some bigger upward action. So here it also stands in place. On the daily chart, I do not see any problems with the bullish context for now. Everything stands nice. Now going down to the follow time frame chart. Here, yes, indeed, you could see some, difficulties for the Bitcoin for a possible upward continuation. It's trying to go out of the pennant. Here on the follow time frame chart, it goes out of it. Here, showing some flirting around, but is not able to accelerate to the upside. At the same time, I would pay attention to the long spikes to the downside here, and actually it happens constantly in the recent few days. It tells you that any sell-off has taken place, and every time when the bears are trying to press market down, all these offers are taken off by the buyers, and market returns that back up. So here's significant activity of the buyer stands in this area. 116 lows that we have talked about previously still stands intact, so they have not been broken. That's why our context is not broken yet. Finally, on the hourly chart, we talked about the butterfly. I will take it out for just a second. Recall what we discussed last time. This was this patch, and I just keep it off the chart to not mess the picture. So that's what we talked about. Target 125. I do not see yet that this butterfly has failed. I would say it vice versa, since market stands very close to invalidation point of the butterfly. And actually, that was very close point, since we called for, we said, if you would like to take long position, try to take it close at 116. Let's just save lots of money. And market still stands close. It's lower part of this butterfly. Risk is very small. We think that at the point, if you would like to take the long position, this is the point where you have to make the decision. Because personally, I see this a bit choppy, but still reverse head and shoulders pattern that is forming here on the bottom of the butterfly. And that theoretically could trigger the upward action. So maybe even grubbers we have here. Yes, this grubber, but it already has been completed. But anyway, even without these patterns, that's the shape we could use. And you can see that market right now stands near the bottom of the right arm. You do not need to risk a lot. So your risk will be either below these lows, if you're limited with your assets on your account, or better to place it, keep it below 116 if you could afford this. So, but in general, overall situation that I would say is not broken. I mean, bullish situation. Pennant is in place on the daily chart. Triangle is in place. Market is out of its triangle on the follow time frame chart, and it stands out of it, so it doesn't show any big drop. Butterfly shape has not been crushed. It's still valid because lows that we have specified are not taken out. And currently, market is forming on the bottom of the potential right being of the butterflies forming a reverse head and shoulders pattern. Not just really a gift, because it led us to take real reasonable position with a reasonable risk. So that's our view current on the Bitcoin market. Hope this helps you to prepare your own trading plan. See you next time.